Hello, hello, hi. I'm free. Welcome back from the ads. Yeah. I wish I could turn them off. Unfortunately, not able to. Hi, Ruby. Welcome on in. Today, we are doing full body art. I did turn on mature themes, I think is what's it called. Hold on. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Anyway, oh whoops. Wrong window. Anyway, I had way too much coffee today. Yeah. Finally drawing again. I draw sometimes. I'm way more confident doing. Oh, I forgot to open stream avatars. Whoops. I'm way more confident doing rigging than I am doing art. So, my streams tend to be the stuff that I can do without really thinking too hard. So, yeah, I tend to favor more rigging streams than I do art. I am trying to improve that a little bit. Anyway, so far it is just like the nude base of the model. This is about as lewd as it gets, and I don't want to be banned on Twitch, so yeah, I have this disclaimer for them. But yeah, how you guys been? Anyway, this is the model so far. Um, this is the vision I'm going for. Floating ominously. They are references. They do want like something like a monstrous bird model. I think this is the one that they were going for. So yeah. Anyway, this is what my art files look like when I'm drawing, all the little references splattered everywhere. So they want to go like owl themed, and I wanted they okay. They're basically eldritch horror, owl themed demon something. Sounds like, owls have these super creepy black eyes. You know what also has super creepy black eyes? The demons from Supernatural. So yeah. I'm trying to make it like very creepy, magical, that kind of vibe. So yeah, that's what we have in store for today. These two are basically identical, little changes here and there, but I'm thinking, can I just yoink the shading from this one? Let's try. Yep, I've shadow whip because I'm like that. Let me take a look. Ah, I see it. Art combining two games I'm obsessed with right now. I don't recognize the outfit. I'm sorry. Characters from Just Dance 2020. I thought Just Dance is like a super old thing. Or am I thinking Dance Dance Revolution? I'm not too sure. I used to see them like at the arcade. Um, Dance Dance Revolution. I sucked at it, but it was still fun to do. I love arcades, you know, just like just the little silly games. You just hop on, pay like $1 to play, and yeah. I remember in Malaysia it was super cheap. Like everything, most of the games there were like 25 US cents because of different currency and all that. Man, I miss Malaysia. The amazing thing about it was, how do you say this? My money was a lot stronger. I think that's what I miss. Just Dance turned 10 in 2020. Oh, it's a really old game. I'm trying to see if I can steal from my past self. 'Cause this seems kinda doable. And will save me a lot of work. Because I don't like rendering. I did this once. I really liked it. I'm like, let me just yoink it again. Although there are some mismatches, like this little strand is different here. Hmm. Yep, that's pretty good. I'm coming Coach 4 from the OG version of the song I'm obsessed with, but what if they were in Cookie Run? Cookie Run. I'm not familiar. But when I thought you said Cookie Clicker, and I don't know why, a lot of people seem very obsessed with it. Isn't it just button mashing the game? I don't get it, because you're just sitting there clicking and number go up. Now, I like whenever you're playing a game and then you have like number that goes up. It just scratches that very primal part of your brain. I don't know what it is. So I kind of get it, but then logically, I'm like, this is not actually me achieving anything. So like, why? And then I have to like pull myself away from it. Cookie Run though is a Gamba game where you collect cookies and make them stronger. Because that makes perfect sense. But I don't know. I feel like I get easily sucked into games. So I try to be very productive with what exactly I play. Otherwise, I spend like 8 hours on a single game, and next thing I know, I've done nothing else with my day. I'm too easily absorbed into things. Actually, have been looking for a new game to play, but I'm not sure what is out there. I did see another streamer talk about trying to open, I think, a V Rising server, which could be interesting. I know the game was like kind of big a couple years ago, and I was watching them play, and it seems really fun. So I'm like, maybe we can dive into that. There's a new Yoshi game coming out. Isn't Yoshi the character from Mario? Am I thinking of someone else? Yes. I was never a Mario fan. Or like Sonic, that kind of stuff. I think I used to play like the 2D Sonic game when I was like really young. It was on like PC. It was at this almost like daycare center, Ryan. They had like this room filled with like computers and stuff, and I feel like that was the only thing I would do. I'd either swim in the pool or be in the computer room playing that game. And I think that's my only experience playing a Sonic game. I think I love games which have a bit of a crafting and building mechanic to it. Got a bomb? Well, you're not in the same room as me, so I don't really mind. But hi, Orca. Welcome on in. Glad it's been a while. Yeah. Where have you been? What were you hiding from? I just kid. Yeah, welcome back. Hey, it's been a while since I streamed. I think I took like, yeah, I think I was gone for like half a week, now that I think about it. Because I'm gonna be honest, I think I need a little bit of a break. Not from streaming in particular, or anything like that. I think I may have overworked myself a little bit. Good news, I'm basically done with this month's commissions deadline, so yeah. I think I have like just spurts of like super productivity, and then it's followed by me, kind of just crashing. So I'm currently in that crashing phase, but I have rested quite a bit, so I'm doing good. I think I canceled my Friday stream, so I wasn't there Friday, Saturday. It's Sunday today. Hold on, why is there a naked Barbie there? Oh, because I'm doing art that looks like this. But it's not naked and lewd. So I'm basically saying if this is safe for work, so is my art. Twitch, don't ban me. This is Dan Clancy, Twitch's CEO, so he's my censor bar. Don't worry about it. But anyway, that's my update. I had a bit of the tired, so yeah. I mean, technically, they are OC. Wait, what do you mean by OC? Because I thought you meant original character. No, you see, when it comes to. Okay, sorry. So I was correct the first time. Is that their lore? They're naked but just safe for work? Yeah, it does mean like. No, it means original character, meaning like it's not from somewhere. But yeah, basically, if this is a toy that can be played with, all ages, therefore safe for work, then my model should be technically safe for work. Twitch, don't ban me, please. I did go through the extra step of, censoring it, but, we do what we can. Anyway, if I vanish for like a week, you guys know what happened. I'd probably say something in the Discord, but, I've never been banned before, so, first time for everything, I suppose. Also, just the word show boobs got caught by Automod. The rules are very vague, and for a reason, right? Twitch doesn't actually have like they don't have a line in the sand where they say, "Hey, do this, you instantly get banned." When it comes to like what counts as lewd and what counts as not. The reason being is if people, for example, if there is a line in the sand drawn, right? If Twitch says this is bad, but this is good, what people will do is they will make their art and everything right here and occasionally tip over here to see how far they can get away with it, right? So Twitch doesn't want that. So what Twitch does is basically they say, "Hey, don't do things that are like this." So they don't tell you where the red line is, just that it is somewhere within this range. So, yeah, better stay clear. This is kind of towing the line a bit, but their rules do state that if it's art, it's allowed. And while making VTuber models, they count as art, if that makes sense. But if someone tries using it and they're dressed like this, oh, they will get instantly banned because their models, for some reason, no longer get counted as art in quotes, but they start getting counted as a person, even if it's a virtual YouTuber rig and all that stuff. So yeah, Twitch's rules are weird, but they do their best. I'm only realizing that I only missed a couple days of streaming, and I'm like, it feels like I haven't been here forever. It's an odd feeling, I've gotten better at drawing. I'm playing chess even better, and had a horrible thing on September 9. Well, I'm glad you're learning some hobbies, and my condolences for whatever happened. You're here, so I'm assuming you survived. Unless you have manifested as a ghost, for which I say thank you for your dedication and still showing up and not letting death stop you from joining the streams. My cat died? I'm sorry to hear that. Losing a pet is rough. I want to think that I'm kind of prepared, for my own cat. By the end of the day, can we ever truly be prepared? for like the loss of a pet. Oh, by a driver? Yeah. My condolences. I'm always worried about letting my cats out. I usually never do, unless it's Wally, who's just roaming around the garden. Yeah, it's a dangerous world for cats out there. My model is also getting worked on, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I'll become the most silliest orca VTuber on the internet. Yeah, good luck. Streaming is fun, to be fair, because every time I go live, you never know what it's going to happen. Could be a chill work day, could be a chaotic yappy day. You never know. It's kind of like gotcha. Can't wait for stream and get mad when I'm losing a chess game. There was a time when chess got like super popular on stream. I'm not sure why. I just remember that it happened one time. Was this during COVID? But it was long ago, like around that time. No, I think it was just regular chess. Like basically every streamer was online playing it for some reason. I'm not sure why. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a fun game. I just didn't think it was everyone's cup of tea, you know? There we go. Because humans hadn't had anything better to do. If it was during COVID, yeah, that makes sense. Because learning it takes like a lot of time. Anything new happened to you? Not really. I don't think I lived the most exciting life. And the thing is, I'm very happy with that. I don't like excitement. I like things being very chill, very calm, very relaxed. The kind of person who, if I'm just home all day, I'm just doing work, doing all sorts of other stuff, I'm good. I don't need the outside world. Damn, I wish I had that life. Yeah, I know a lot of people, if they're like just stuck indoors, they get kind of, I don't know, depressed for lack of a better term. But I think I'm just like an indoor person. Because not only am I just inside, I'm also, I'm productive, I'm working, I'm hanging out with my cats, I play games with friends, I'm doing basically everything just inside. I don't know how healthy it is, but it seems to be working. So yeah, no complaints from me. Because on edge now, well, stress management is an important skill to learn. I was by no means like born like this. Being chill is something you learn over the years. You have no idea what's happening to me? Exactly, I don't. I can offer empty encouragement and a thumbs up with a can do attitude. Okay, I think it's coming together nicely. I like how the hair is rendered. I mean, you can give some free liter of milk. No, I'm gonna charge for that. You think milk grows on trees? Yeah. Now we do the lazy thing and clone this. It doesn't grow on trees, but it can be harvested by cows. That's what the government wants you to think. Hi, Kay. Welcome on in. I'm working on Owl's model. This is what it looks like so far. This is my rough sketch. Clothes coming soon. Hmm. Just came back from playing Minecraft Bedrock with my crush. Sounds like someone's bragging. I'm happy for you. I miss Minecraft. It's playing Hollow Knight. I've never played Hollow Knight. I have no idea what it's about. I know that a lot of people really like it, but that's about it. I know it exists. I know what the art looks like, and I know it's popular. That's it. And I know that there's a new one that came out. All Night is basically get lost in the map and die a lot of times. Ah. Hmm. Sounds very Dark Souls like. Hmm. To remember how to shade skin. And you get mad because you lost all your money because you died twice. Oh, so it's like that kind of game. Hmm. Interesting. All night is basically get good. Yep, sounds a lot like Dark Souls. Hmm. I think I'll do the back of the hair. Sorry, not the skin. It's like easy Undertale fan games, which isn't easy at all. Ah, okay. Anyone still play Diablo 3 or just me? I have never played it once. To be fair, I've only owned my gaming PC for like about a year actually. A bit less. Before that, I only had a potato PC, so I didn't really play too much at all. There was a time I owned a console, but I didn't really own too many games on it. I've only very recently started getting back into gaming after like an almost 10-year break. At least you have a PC? Yeah, I grinded art commissions for like 2 years, saving up for it, and then I bought it. So yeah. I splurged too. I got a really nice one. Diablo works on potato, at least Diablo 3. I think is it the one where it's like kind of top down view, if I remember correctly? Because there was a time, kind of MOBA looking style. If that's the case, I remember back in the day, I really didn't enjoy too much of the games like that. Yeah. I've only just recently started getting into games that are not like first person. Yeah, top down. Yeah, I think I shied away from games like that. I'm not sure why. There's just something about it that just didn't click with me. Thank you for the head pads. I think for the hair, I want something long and flowy, kind of like this. Hmm. Normally, what I used to do is I just draw the back of the hair as one giant layer, like that, and then just make it dangle. But I was thinking I might splurge a bit, make it almost like kind of like two layers so they wiggle independently. Might make it look nicer, but I'm thinking I might make 3 layers. So, top of the head and then two more flowing out. That makes sense. So, when is our peak D&D session? To be determined. Hopefully soon. I think I have to make Hotshack's character because he's joining us. And yeah, that's about it. Because I have like the skeleton of like the session plan, what you guys will be doing, etc. The only thing left is I need people to give me like their what's it called? Give me their character images so that I can like make that token out of it. So yeah, if you see like an image online which is like, ooh, that's what I have in mind for my character, drop it in the Discord and I'll make the token. Cool hot check. He edits shorts for me. In fact, last stream I had was with him. We were making a model together. So I was making one for him, and he's like, "Hey, I actually want to learn rigging." So I'm like, "Okay, I have the art. What if we just have a stream where we basically rig it together?" And yeah, that's basically live 2D class. I think that was on Thursday. I just love bombs are like peak. I would not travel with you in an airport. No reason. Did you ever hear? Did you hear what happened to that one streamer, Ryan? I think they were in the airport, and they made a dumb bomb joke. Their PC was confiscated. I think they were checking it into the plane, and passing through security, and they asked, "What is this?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just my PC." And then like under their breath, they whispered, "Definitely not a bomb." And that person heard that, and yeah, they lost that PC. I don't know if they got it back, but I do know they did stream a little bit later, like, "Hey, I don't have my PC." And yeah, they basically borrowed like a friend's laptop and mic. So that is why you don't mess around in an airport. They know the chance of you actually being serious is like almost zero, but they're not gonna just go like, they're probably joking and then let it slide. Yeah, be very careful. Like at an airport, they don't care for your convenience, so don't play games. Just show up, board your plane, listen to what they have to say, land, think, man, I hate airports. I never want to do that again, and then move on. Not that dumb. Yeah, I think they mentioned impulse control not being one of their strong suits. So yeah, it was a shame. Hmm. I'm trying to map out the hair visually. Okay, everyone does dumb things when they're a child, so I can't really fault you for that. Speaking of dumb things, have you seen what's happening with YouTube? They their idea of like verification is basically we're gonna get this computer to see what you watch and then it'll decide if you are 18 plus or not. No, they have their own version of age verification. Talk about YouTube. Now, basically, what they were doing is they're like, hey, we need to determine if a person using the account is under 18 or not. We're going to just trust the AI to do it. Yeah. I was watching like someone talk about, I think it was like a film theory or game theory video. Yeah. They're showing like the stats of everyone. As soon as that thing launched, everyone, like a lot of the largest creators, the graph looks like this of like their viewership. It was essentially just, oops, it was, I need space. Yeah, their viewership is like this. And then that thing launched on this day, like that. And I was like, damn. I think the problem is YouTube doesn't make incremental changes. They seem to make massive changes all at once. Yeah. At least like Discord and things like Twitch, what they do is if there's like new features, they implement it to like small percentages at first, right? And then they're like, okay, no one from this tiny percentage has exploded. We're going to dish it out to more people and then more people and then more people. And then, yeah. Rather than, oh, so like, for example, if there's a problem, say the thing accidentally sets your computer on fire, it only happens to like a small number of people. I watch Twitch aside. I'm on Tecton. Hmm. I don't know. The Roblox drama. I feel like that's just it was a lot of pressure building up over time. That just happened to be the spark. If it was not that, it would have been something else. Hmm. Sorry, I'm focusing on the art. I saw someone comment on the problem with the internet is what's it called? They're trying to make non-kid friendly places friendly for children. There's no like designated playground that's only for like a younger audience. I saw someone say like what the world really needs is like a new Club Penguin where, it's like, how do you say this? I'm thinking of the words. Words are hard. Basically like a park. Like you just like dump the younger internet users so they can like just have fun and chill. And there it's like heavily moderated, so everything's okay. I feel like Roblox could have been that, but there were way too many creeps on it, and the company was way too comfortable leaving them there. Last time I was playing, some 6-year-old asked me for help in one of the modes. I mean, you went to a game platform that's popular with children and encountered a child. I don't know why you're surprised. Doesn't help that they're trying to add RL dating site onto it. Yeah, I feel like they realized a ton of money is flowing into their pockets because of creeps on the platform. So now they just want to make like a space for them so that they can profit, which, I don't know, kind of creepy. You know what? I feel like the best thing to do, just ban children from the internet. In fact, I don't think like realistically sites and stuff should ban them. I mean, they can try. I don't think they're going to be successful. I just think I think it's on the parents. Doing so would fix a lot of problems for sure. Yeah, I think the biggest issue with that is not it's just a matter of logistics. Like how are they going to do it? How are they going to check? Because if you do things like for example, like what the UK is doing, they have the whole age verification thing. There are like 1,000 ways around it. I mean, I live in the UK. I've never given any of my data for any of that stuff, and I'm fine. Let's just ban children. Yeah, no one's allowed outside of the house until they're at least 18. The outside world is for adults only. I'd pass that law if I was dictator. Vote Ordikai for your humble ruler. But yeah, I wish there was like a way to, at the end of the day, like, how do you say this? What we wish and what is practical, sometimes it doesn't really align. I do know in like how do you say this? In South Korea, when it comes to online stuff, I think you need to link it with your like government ID. So it's not public. It's only the website. Like when you're signing up an account and you make like your account and stuff, you have to like enter your. I could be misremembering what I read, but it's something like that. So like you're not anonymous online. If you start doing like nonsensical things and people like law enforcement looks into it, they know exactly who you are. So I feel like something like that on a small scale could work, but I don't know. It requires the data being super secure because, store data like that could be very dangerous, especially with the way like data breaches are. It is used for online gaming at least. Yeah. I vote ODS first in line for guillotine. All right. You're the first person who's going into the camps that I make. Pure coincidence. I'm not sure what you'll do slash did, but I'll think of something. There'll be no trial, so. Hi, Akaza. Welcome on in. Speaking of data leaks, even China's Great Firewall got breached with code and logs being leaked. Really? What happened? I never heard about that. Hold on, I'm curious. Hi, Ordy. Hi. China Great Firewall hacked. 1 day ago. China's Great Firewall suffers its biggest leak ever as 500 GB of source code and docs spill online. Censorship tool has been sold to 3 different countries. Oh, dang. I knew that great firewall existed. I didn't realize it was still around. Hmm, interesting. Ooh, Akaza, I'm working on Al's model. This is what I have so far. Oh yeah, when I was in China, to be careful on the web pages I went to. Oh, I think Google is banned, right? Google, 1,000 other stuff probably, and even on like their approved search engines. I'm pretty sure banned terms. At least Google primary. Google HK was okay. HK, I assume means Hong Kong. At least when you're close to Hong Kong. Oh, okay, okay. And that is wild. But the thing is, if you ask like any of the people living there, if you go up and be like, what does it feel like living under such an oppressive regime and all of that stuff? They probably would even like think too much about it because to them that's like normal life. Christian Aaron seen what happened in Nepal. Yeah, I think they overthrew their government or something. I saw lots of pictures about like fire and stuff, but I think that touches a bit too much into like the whole politics and stuff. I actually don't know what's going on, and I saw that they were voting for stuff like on Discord and all sorts of like scattered fragments of information. Um, so yeah, I'm waiting for like a cohesive story to like form, and then like I'll look through it. If they ever left China, then they know and will tell you about it as long as they are outside of China. Yeah. Kay says, I got a few friends from China. They use VPNs and you just outed them. The government is knocking on their door right now as we speak. And I hope you're proud of yourself. Magically, Lena. Well, thanks for stopping by. This is VTuber's deep love of China is so inspiring. Hey, I'm trying to have a grind, social credit, you know. You never know when I might go to China. But welcome on in. You're the one who said the model, the my model looks so British. It is just a teacup, which I have shrunk down simply because it is cheaper than furniture. I am a frugal cat. Um, we save costs where we can. Where was I? Have you guys ever seen that? I think it was that John Cena meme. The social credit one going up as he's just like yapping nonsense. I don't even remember what he did. I think he, what's it called? They accidentally called. You know what? It's okay. I'm trying to. Let me adhere by my own rules. Let's not do the whole politics thing. But yeah, I think he messed up somewhere, said something they didn't like, and yeah, I think he was like forced to apologize and stuff because he was doing like sponsorships there. He shrunk down the teacup. Okay, it really depends. Either I scale up the teacup or I shrink myself down. It really depends. If it is warm weather, I increase the size of a teacup because larger things retain heat better. But if it's very hot and I want to cool down, I shrink down because, you know, as you are smaller, your surface area is your surface area to size to volume ratio is way higher and you dissipate heat a lot faster. So yeah. Science. I think he mentioned a specific country. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Hold on. I don't know if it's the song that's trying to be cool and like pausing. Yeah, it's the song. It's a bit weird. I'm gonna just remove it from the playlist. I don't like that. They try to do that effect with the audio, just like cuts out, and I'm like, that bothers my brain because I used to have buggy earphones that would disconnect like that. You know what? Where is this thing? Let me see if I can find it. Wait, I'm trying to add this as an image. I'll put it in Paint. I think he did something and everyone just kept making memes like this. I don't know why. This is like the funniest shit ever to me. It's so stupid. I think there's like a Black Mirror episode, something like it, where you can give people likes and dislikes, and that's how society was run. You know, it was like some commentary, whatever. I think that would be like a horrible dystopian future. But yeah. I haven't watched Black Mirror in like a while. It did have some interesting concepts. Some episodes were better than others. But yeah, I make that social credit meme a lot to like, you know what, it's fine. Never mind. I'm trying not to get hunted down. You know what we need? We need social credit for our channel. You know how stream oh, I was about to start yapping. You know what? I always forget what we're talking about. Reminder topic so I don't forget. Forties social credit for chat. You know, I used to have this problem, right? We talk about something and then we have ads. And then I'm like, okay, I'll wait for the ads to finish and then we can continue. And within 3 minutes, I've forgotten what we were talking about. And then yeah, it kind of sucks. Because I'm like, what are we talking about? And then everyone else doesn't remember either. And then we just move on, which is a shame. Hold on. It was on Stream Elements. There is like a point system. Hmm. Yeah, there's a loyalty setting here. Hmm. Okay, so Stream Elements does have like a set of points, which I don't have a use for. We could make that our channels social credit. I'm just looking at it. Hmm. It has the leaderboard of all the watch time. So I know who my most loyal people are. Anyway, I'm just waiting for the ads to finish. I don't know if we have them because I did turn on. I think it was yeah. I turned on like sexual themes because of like the model I'm working on. I'm trying not to get banned. So I don't know if people actually have ads. Hmm. Well, whether you had ads or not, they should be finished now. So yeah, welcome back. I'm trying to do the back here. Right. Sorry. Topic. You know what we need? We need our own form of social credit. That might take some time to set up, and I'm just thinking about it. We could make it redeemable for prizes. You can get free art from me. But we already have that with the channel points. Hmm. It is something to think about. I'm trying to plan out the hair. So the higher the brick count, the higher the social credit. You know what? Whoever throws a brick, minus 1,000 social credit. You pet the cat, plus 50. What else? I could rig the gambling thing so that you always lose as a lesson about gambling. Compliment me, brown nosing, plus social credit. I feel like it's a silly idea, and I'm not sure what I would do with it, but I'm thinking there is potential there if I sleep on it and think about it. So I'm like, what can we do with this? What are some crimes that are not actually crimes but will get like your social credit deducted? I need inspiration. Guys, how do I be a better dictator? I might need to scribble this out. Hmm. I'm trying to visualize it. Because I'm thinking, do I want the hair straight down or more like flowing in the wind? Because more flowing in the wind would give it kind of like that eldritch horror theme that we're trying to go for. You know, blowing in a wind that isn't really there. Hmm. Or super long flowy hair. Hmm. Strands going? No. Art is hard. I want long and flowy. Let's go for that. Just how long? Just make things easier. Hmm. I think the tentacles were a bit distracting. Okay, you know what? Smaller, simpler hair because they will be like eldritch tentacles sticking out. Hmm. But I feel like the hair is a bit too intense for something to do live, because then I'll focus a bit too much on it. And I don't know. I might accidentally lock in. I think that's a concern that I have. But you could go for shading. There's a join here. So I kind of want the shading to like not touch this area over here. Because then when it moves, it kind of, it shows. I don't know how to feel about that. Hmm. I think something like that. Although I'm not too sure about here. I feel like maybe not with this one. Hmm. I think I'm going for sharp shadows. But maybe something like with the airbrush might be a bit better. Maybe. Maybe more subtle shading, right? Hi, Maya. Yeah, I think subtle shading is the way to go with this model. And yeah, we're working on full body model. They don't have clothes yet, so bear with us. There's a bear? Where? What are we talking about? He said, bear with me. And here I was confused. But yeah, this is actually Al's model, which hopefully I can complete. Y'all cute, by the way. Thank you. Well, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I think I like the subtle shading more. Let's go with that one. Although we will have to do something about the forearm. And I'm thinking making it blend a little. No, that's too much. Joints are hard. Okay. New plan. We are gonna shade on this. Hmm. Okay. New plan. It's gonna look fine if it's not moving. But the moment it moves a little bit, see what I mean? But if I just rotate it, it should be doable. But just in case, I'm gonna make a little something. It's gonna be invisible. And hopefully, when I'm rigging it, I can clip out a little bit of the stuff that's looking a bit odd, but yeah. I have no way of explaining it without showing it, and I can only show it when the model is done and ready for rigging, so yeah, we'll see. Hmm. Looks a bit strange, bald. I want to do that thing where it's a little bit shaded here. So I'm on the wrong layer. I want to do something where it's like shaded here. But then at the center, you have that little shine, you know? It gives a little bit of a sheen to like the skin, you know? So I learned the trick is you don't just make it lighter. You make it a little bit dark and then you put a little bit of the lighter color on top of it. So the contrast makes it stand out like significantly more. Like that. See, now it looks shiny. I think that looks okay. Hmm. I'm trying to think of how best to do this. Anyway, sorry if I log into the art a little bit. I'm not the best at drawing, and art tends to take quite a bit more brain power than rigging. Rigging, I feel like I can do kind of mindlessly. I don't have to think too much about it. But art, on the other hand, what I need is like a lot more practice. But hey, we have more artsy streams lately. Although I am very willing to be derailed by conversation. Hmm. I still don't know what to really do for the outfit. Now, I feel like initially it was going to be something like this, but instead of like scales, it'll be like feathers. But I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. I'm liking how the rendering is coming out for the skin. A part of me wonders, like, if I'm rendering it a bit too much, only to cover it with like clothes. I don't know if I should like think of the outfit first. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So how's your night going? We have accidentally stumbled into a very productive stream, which is always an odd feeling. And it's a little bit tricky. I was never the best at them. But I like to think I've improved over the years. Ooh, one thing that'll be a challenge is the actual knuckles. Because this one is basically only visible through like shading and stuff. Hmm. I think that came out okay. I will need a lot more references on like how to shade the knuckles. Though I do want to add a little bit here. Or better yet, I could just erase this part. Okay, perfect. Hmm. I feel like the clothes will, how do you say this? Kind of look something like this, you know? I feel like that's the current vision that I have. You know? Something like that. So I feel like rendering anything underneath here would be kind of pointless. Hmm. This is taking a lot more brain power than I thought. I think the feather pattern look good, but it could get complicated. True. I think I can get away with making like one set of feathers. Like for example, this one's easier to see. Do you see how there's like the little scales? You see there's like one scale, two, three, four, five. I feel like I can get away with just making one layer, right? And then just pasting it underneath. Oh, oops. I feel like I can get away with doing one, two, like that, and then just duplicating it and going like this underneath it. So I feel like that could be very doable and not take too much time. They just have to make sure they don't separate when the model bounces. Oh yeah, true. A good way of going about it is kind of like this. Mm, instead of drawing them like this, like edge to edge, instead of doing this, where the moment a single one moves, you can see the part beneath it, it's always good to arrange them something like that so that the feathers can move a little bit like this and not reveal what's underneath. So I think that's what I would go for. Mm, art is hard. I only feel that way because I'm not too good at it. I'm slowly learning, getting there. I was thinking more of the upper to lower layers. The same concept would still apply. Oh, yeah. You need it both ways, right? It should be like this, but also partially like that. It should be like Venn diagrams, you know? And all of the places that interlap yeah, is basically your amount of movement that you're capable of doing in rigging. I think that's what makes like a good rig versus a bad one. Because a lot of the time, this is usually if I get like pre-made art, right? Instead of doing it like that, they just lock them together edge to edge, and there's little to no wiggle room. Like it looks amazing as an illustration, but not so much when you have to rig it. So yeah, fortunately, I know enough art to just simply fix whatever I need to. So that has been a blessing. But yeah, I'm thinking outfit like this. Maybe dress that sticks out, but mm, dress like that. But there's like a cut in the middle. You know, kind of like this. This one is basically missing the front. Or I could do that as well. What, like that? Hmm. Because I want to show off leg, you know? Anyway, graphic design is my passion, in case you couldn't tell. Hmm. I'm liking this idea. Yeah, I'm really liking this one. Because a part of me was like, it would be a shame to cover the figure because I'm like very proud of it. In fact, I saw this like on another artist stream. They're like, whenever they make like models and stuff, they always draw like the nude base and then they draw like the clothes over it. And they're like, I always hate giving them clothes because now I have to like cover up all my hard work. I'm now starting to get what they mean. Hmm. Scale art converted feathers look good. Yeah. Because I have to like visualize it first before I like draw it. Usually with mascots, I can just scribble whatever and then adjust it later. Because, it's like much simpler models. It does make it easy in the future if they request additional outfits. That is true. Hmm. Ooh, I feel like that's why on like my request form, I do ask if they want like additional outfits. I should actually add a section where it's like, hey, do you want like there to be a nude base? So you can easily update it. Hmm. But I feel like that wouldn't be necessary. Because for example, if they're getting a new outfit, it is most likely me who's doing it. So I'm rubbing my eye. Because I could get away with just drawing the clothes without the nude base. Because I've done that before. Hmm. But many artists charge extra for that. Yeah, because essentially what you're doing is you're drawing the nude base and then you're drawing the clothes on top of it. Whereas if it's only one outfit, you only need to draw the clothes once. You don't need to think about it any more than that. But I don't know. Contrary to popular belief, I don't think I'm the most professional artist. I kind of just go off of vibes. I'm just stumbling my way through. I am really liking the shading of the skin. So I'm really glad that worked out. And I think I like the length of the hair here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. Mm. To be fair, I really like just making models. In a perfect world where money didn't exist, I probably would still just be doing it anyway. It did start out as a hobby. I never tried learning art because, I was ever interested in commissions. I kind of just did it because I was fascinated by rigging, right? And I wanted to only be a live 2D rigger. But then getting live art that's ready to be cut up, you can easily find like practice things very cheaply now. But back then, it was really hard to get your hands on ready to rig art. So in the end, I'm like, I guess I could just learn art and make my own. So yeah, anyway, fast forward like 3, 4 years, here I am taking commissions and living off of art money. Yeah, you almost have to find an artist to work with in tandem. Yeah, that was the hardest part because people like that will only ever work with you if, they can trust you with their art. Like, for example, you can do very beautiful art and then someone does a really awful job of rigging it. You'll feel bad because, they've massacred your boy. I think like if I was doing the art, I'd be very hesitant to like let someone else take it because, as an artist, it's something you created, so you want to see it like at its absolute best. Hmm. Anyway, I decided that I was too shy and awkward to find people to partner with, so I just decided it would be easier to just learn to do art myself. And yeah, I've been improving. I feel like once this one is done, I'll have like a time lapse of the years. I have one of the first models I ever did. I have another one. This is the Lava Girl model. And then the second version of that one I did, I think, like 2 years later. And now this one. So I'm like, this one really has to pop so that people can see the difference over the years. Yeah. That's what I want. But this one will be holding like a little fireball here, which I think is pretty cool. I like magic. Hmm. But rigging is super fun. Even if you're just doing silly little things, it's a really fun hobby. I totally recommend. In the previous stream with Hot Shack, I think he really, really enjoyed it. Because like afterwards, he was like asking me all sorts of like live to questions. Yeah, another one has joined the addiction. I considered doing something like that where it's like a larger community class, for lack of a better term. It's too dark. But I don't know how interested people would be in that anyway. Maybe like as a creator collab event rather than a community one. Because then it'll just be like, I teach these streamers how to make their own mascots. It'll just basically be like an arts and crafts class. Because at least then I can like guarantee a bit of attendance. Besides, models are nice to have, but kind of pricey to commission. And, I'm not going to be the kind who's just like, just save money, throw at it. I'm a very frugal cat. I believe in doing things yourself to save money, which is actually probably not the best thing to say as someone who makes their money through commissions. But I don't know. I find joy in doing it. And yeah, if more people did live to D, I think that would be awesome. Because I don't know if you've noticed, as the years go by, models keep getting better and better and better. Um, because usually you'll have like an artist who will develop this really unique way of doing something, and then they share it online, and then other people start doing it, and then everyone learns from each other, right? Like, oh, this one has a unique way to do hair. This one has a unique trick to do like clipping with all sorts of stuff, and next thing you know, everyone is combining all of these different techniques, and the models that are being made are just like amazing. Like science, it's like a collaborative effort. So if feedback is made to the live 2D creators, then the industry from software improves. Exactly. Because a lot of the tools that I think I benefit from now, I don't think they existed like super early on. And you can actually like show how much I'm so used to a lot of the features where when I tried to teach using only the free version, I was always a bit surprised, like, oh, I didn't know this was a paid feature, right? Now, a lot of those features, even if they're like paywalled now, I think like in the early days they just didn't exist. I think there was a time where even like the tool where you have a brush like this and you just like deform things, kind of like the smudge. There's like a tool where you can deform things. Oh, oops. You can deform things like that in Live 2D. I think there was a time that didn't exist, and I don't know how I survived without it. Because there was a time where I knew it was created, and I just like didn't use it for the longest time. And then when I finally did, I was like, oh. You can also see this in GMP project where they create a feature and later on Photoshop copies it. Oh yeah. Copying from your competitors is like the way to go. Look at like social media. I think Snapchat was super unique when they had like the whole stories thing going for them. But the thing is, once every other platform started having a stories feature, I think like Snapchat kind of just lost its appeal. Since GMP is open source, has an advantage of being quicker to release features. Ah, GMP is it art software, editing software? Image manipulation program. Ah, okay. I'm just taking a look at like the UI. Hmm. I feel like that's it's free if it's open source. I'm assuming it's free. I think it's pretty basic, but has some power features in it before Photoshop implements them. Ooh, I imagine that's an advantage. Also, it's really good for Photoshop because now they can see like which features are super good and what people want and what they like. So yeah, it saves R&D costs, I suppose, rather than experimenting with features that ends up flopping. I don't know how ethical that is, but I don't know, shrugs vaguely. As long as the license allows for it, then it's okay. Otherwise, it's not. Understandable. I feel like in a perfect world, everything will be like, you know, aside from security and stuff, kind of open source, so people can learn from each other and, eventually progress. Like, for example, the guy who I think he discovered insulin. I don't know if he discovered it or discovered a way of making it. Yeah, he sold that patent for like a single dollar. And he's like, yeah, because everyone should have this. I don't think it turned out well, but, the intention was there. I mean, Microsoft stole BSD's network capability to get nethering to work. As long as they credit them, it was okay. Makes sense. Ooh, we have ads now. Oh, good news. I get to keep my affiliate status because I was spamming Twitch support saying, "Hey, this information you have is wrong, and it's gonna get me to lose my affiliate status." I say spammed, but I just emailed them like twice. I opened like 2 tickets. I know it's very annoying, but sometimes if you open a ticket and someone just looks at it and be like, "Nah, this isn't real," brushes it aside, says nothing. I was kind of worried about that happening, so I opened a second ticket. So hopefully, at least two pairs of eyes would encounter it because I didn't hear back from them for a while. And then I made a second ticket. Then, yeah, I think it was earlier today or yesterday. I got an email saying, like, oh, okay, since you edited your details here, blah, 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 everything's in order. You still get to be affiliate. So, yeah. I was really bummed because I was thinking, oh, all my emotes and all of the channel point stuff would just evaporate into the ether. So, yeah. Fortunately, bullet dodged. I can't go into more detail than that because I don't want to dox myself. It looks a bit strange with the hand being rendered in this knot. It's temporary. As they're done. I feel like those went by super quickly. Hmm. Maybe I was yapping through half of them. That's why. I don't like how I have to avoid the joints, but at the same time, I'm thinking most of it will be covered by the body anyway, so I'm trying not to be such a perfectionist about it. I feel like that's a bit too much. Nope, should be fine. Right, but this exists. Okay, let's think of something. Might have to dial this back a bit. Same with here. Ta-da! Managing how the layers move over each other is, half the fun, for lack of a better term. Yeah, because, seems to move smoothly. It'll be fine if we move it around. Now, I don't know if I should shade the rest of the body, because it might end up being covered by clothes. So, I think outfit next, and then shading the rest of the body. Mm-mm. I like this idea. It takes elements from the one that they. I think this is like the main reference they provided. For gloves, I think I wanted to do something like this, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Fortunately, I can just add it on top. And, it'll be fine. But, I feel like the top doesn't have to be feathers so long as, the skirt of the dress is. Hmm. Something to consider. But I think that's a future thing for future Ordi. So, I am ready to call it a day. It's a little bit early compared to my usual 3 hour stream, but hey. Do you know anyone who's on? I see Hot Shack is live. So we can raid into him. So, thanks everyone for stopping by. Sorry it's a little bit of a shorter stream, but you know how these things go. I did have a wonderful rest the past couple of days, a little bit productive as well. And hopefully, day after tomorrow, we'll be back and continue our shenanigans per usual. And I will see you all then. So, bye bye now. I really need to get an ending soon scream because, yeah. So I'm just gonna sink into the void and say bye bye. So, bye bye. Wrong thing.